last year I achieved what every copywriter in the grandma is trying to achieve in 2024, 2025. And it was the 510K per month, it was the traveling, was me being able to buy whatever I want, whether that's some luxury watch or some cool clothes, or me flexing on Instagram to my friends and everybody who checked my story, or me going to fancy restaurants or booking really good hotels or doing really whatever I want and whatever money can buy you. So, and I did all of this without having previous experience because I hadn't worked with any clients. Like, I don't get this limiting belief that copywriters have is like, how can you have experience if you haven't worked with any clients? It's like, it doesn't make sense. You gotta discover how to land clients without experience. It's pretty fucking simple. So if I lost everything and I went back to zero, how would I get my first copywriting client in the next 30, 90 days in 2025? And I want to give you actionable steps on how we do it so you can do it too, so you can stop being clientless, so you can have clients, or even if you have clients, how to get the clients you want so you can stop being broke. So this is what I want to share with you. And in fact, what I want to share with you, it was the one reason that allowed me to land 2 clients in the last 11 days or so. I landed one of the biggest trading girls actually in the space, Forex trading, another Airbnb client. And I also have this other deal that just hopped off a sales call right now, and it might be a 5-10K per month opportunity. So I'm fucking scaling. I know what it takes to land clients. And it's like, people say, oh, it's too late. You cannot get into copywriting anymore. There's no more copywriting clients. Yeah, maybe there's not copywriting clients for you who is saying this. But for me and for you and for my students and for many other people I know, copywriters I know, then copywriting clients are fucking, it's not a matter of if there are copywriting clients left, but who do I want to work with? This is the problem I'm starting to have right now. And so if I get this opportunity, I might have to outsource some clients, because having 3 clients on this thing, it might be a lot. So yeah, so the number one reason copywriters don't have clients. Now, this is gonna sound controversial. You've probably never heard about this before because everybody talks about the best outreach method. Here's how to book sales calls. Here's how to chat. Here's DMs. Here's templates, whatever. But nobody talks about this one thing. It's not your skills, and it's not your experience, and it's not your. It's none of that. It's none of that. The number one reason you don't have clients right now, the number one reason I didn't have clients, is that you're a basement goblin. That's basically it. It's that if you don't know how to talk to people, and you expect to land copywriting clients, then I don't know what to tell you, man. Because the number one thing that's getting me hired from these clients isn't my skills, isn't my experience. It's mainly my communication skills, and it's also me being able to convey my ideas and have conviction when I say that. Because the number one selling thing, that's another lesson, whatever. The number one selling thing when it comes to getting clients and making money for those clients is that you gotta have conviction. If you don't have conviction, you're not gonna land clients. Because if you don't have confidence in yourself, other people are gonna sense it and they're not gonna have confidence in you. So the fast way for you to land clients, even if you have no experience, is that you have a conviction and confidence that you'll be able to crush it for them. I know it's easier said than done, but this is what you gotta do. So the second thing is, first of all, after you stop being a basement goblin and you learn how to communicate with people, and the way you communicate with people is just simply going out there and having more conversation with people. That's it. That could be, like, I'm not saying you should go ahead and cold approach beautiful girls if you're afraid to talking to your family, for example. Just take it as simple steps, bro. Take it simple steps. First, you gotta master talking to your family, to your friends, then you gotta master talking to strangers from the same sex as you, and then you progress. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. But the more you do it, the more you're gonna progress. And it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the better you're gonna get. So number 2, you gotta do the opposite of what the gurus tell you. Because what they teach you, it worked in the fucking Stone Age. Not only that, but mostly when you're learning from copywriters, who you're really learning from is course sellers. Let that sink in. How many of the people you know, the gurus, how many of them actually work with clients while they're selling courses? Here's what they do. Here's what all of them do. They get into copywriting. They have 5K month, 10K per month. They sell a few courses. They supplement their income. They get to 10K per month. And then they stop working with clients and they sell courses. Because they're like, oh, I did this. No, I don't need to keep working with clients. But it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. If you don't work with clients and you sell courses about getting clients or how to manage those clients or how to over deliver for those clients, you're a fucking hypocrite because you're not doing that. So, and I'm not saying, okay, maybe if you're a copywriter for like 20 years or something, then okay, whatever. But if you just, let me tell you this, like, let's say you're a fighter. You have two amateur fighters, you have 2 amateur fights, or maybe, yeah, you have 2 to 5 amateur fights, and then you go ahead and teach people how to become professional fighters. Like, how the fuck are you gonna do that? How the fuck are you gonna do that? And it's like, one thing I told my students the other day in the mentorship, and they almost cried, is that, bro, you're fucking better than, guys, you're better than all these gurus. You know more about copywriting and getting clients than all of these gurus. And it's like, they almost fucking cried. They lost it. They were like, really? This makes me so emotional, you sharing it with me. And that's the truth. So yeah, that's step number 2. You gotta do the opposite of what the gurus tell you. Because if you do the opposite of what the gurus tell you, you're gonna get the opposite of the results that the people who follow this advice get, which is getting clients. So number 3, get comfortable being a camera. Because here's the thing, in a world where AI is a thing, your only advantage is being a human. That's your only advantage. You being able to convey yourself, you being able to put yourself out there, just like I'm doing right now on the YouTube. Like, imagine if I wasn't recording this video. Imagine if you couldn't see my face, and imagine if it was just me, you know, like a little TSL, which is a text sales letter. It was like little text on a screen, like me putting together a doc and sending it to you. Like, imagine this. Like, I could as well do it. It would be easier for me than putting myself out there and having to perform and, you know, wasting all of this precious energy to speak to you and educate you and teach you all of this stuff about getting clients. Like, it would be so much easier for me to just type on my little screen and my little Google Doc and just send it to you. That would be much easier. But in a world with where AI is a thing, that's your only competitive advantage. You gotta do stuff that the AI doesn't if you want to get the results that AI doesn't. So if you're gonna become better than AI, you gotta do something that AI can't do or won't do, which is, and it can't produce your face, at least for now. Maybe it will in the future. And that's also the number 1 thing on sales calls. That's the number 1 thing on Looms. Like, if you can put yourself in Looms, in sales calls, like, you already have 90% of the selling for you. You don't have to do much other than that. And that's why I'm getting clients like crazy, because I build my personal brand. So, and that's the step number 4. So build your personal brand. You don't have to be an influencer. You don't have to record videos just like I am right now. You don't have to flex if you don't want to. You don't have to become a celebrity. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just post some cool pictures of you, whether that's you going on a little restaurant with your family and being like, hey, please, can you take me a little picture? Okay, whatever. Or you going to the fight gym, or you going to the gym and lifting some weights. That's also something you can do. You can take a picture, you can post it, you can write a cool little quote or something behind it, just like I am. And it's pretty simple to build your personal brand, really. Like, building a personal brand isn't just about you posting on Facebook. Building a personal brand is more about you just putting yourself out there, meeting people of importance, and opening up conversation with business owners and with your dream clients. Like, that's really it. Making connections, that's your personal brand. And it's also conveying that you're personal. That's why it said personal. You're conveying that you're a person, that you have hobbies, and that you're real life. Like, for example, this new client that I might land, which is for 5-10K per month, when I outreach to them for a little job opportunity, it was like, yo, let's crush it. It was like, let's spar. And today when we hopped on the sales call, he was like, I want to fly you here to Bali because that's where he lives. I want to fly you to Bali. We can spar, we can do business, we can do whatever. I was like, let's go, man. That sounds like a dream client to me. So yeah, that's it. So once you start building your personal brand, then you gotta learn how to outreach to business owners. So here's the thing, a mistake a lot of copywriters make is they don't know what to do. They don't know how to outreach. And so what they end up doing is they outreach to them and they send the first message they're saying that's like, hey, are you doing anything with email? Hey, I kind of send you how you can make more money from your email. Can you send you a Loom video how you can make more money from your email? And it's like, these fucking messages don't work. They don't work because they're not personalized. And when they're not personalized, they convey you send this to 5,000 other people. And these business owners, they want some kind of exclusivity, if that makes sense. They want to see that you went the extra mile for them and that you actually want to see them win. This is what you gotta show them. You gotta show them that you actually took your time and you didn't just send it to 10,000 other people, because that turns them off, bro. That turns them off a lot. So one thing I tell my students all the time is that you wanna present opportunities to them. Like, this is the number one thing you do with your outreach. All you do is you present opportunities to the business owner and you're like, here's how to fix it. And another mistake people make is, don't be like, oh, I saw this problem in your funnel and XYZ. No, you never want to insult them, because the moment you insult them, the moment you're gonna block you, and the moment they're gonna, you don't want to hurt their ego. You don't want to hurt their ego, because they've got their ego. Like you and I, we have an ego, and we're not even at 7-8 figures, just like these business owners. We're not even that successful. We're not even a tenth of their success. We don't even have that. And so imagine if they have 10 times more ego than us. It's gonna be insane. We gotta be very, very careful of how we put ourselves out there. We don't want to hurt their ego. So what I like you wanna do is find opportunities, like get inside their systems, whether that's opting into their email list, seeing their funnel copy, seeing their ad copy, seeing everything, all of their copy, and then find opportunities for you to fix it and make them more money. So the frame you want to have is, this is already good, but let's make it a little bit better. That's what you want to do. So the sixth thing is become really good at copy. And don't click off this video. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do it. So most people have this misconception, oh, you gotta be a 10 out of 10 copywriter, you gotta have all this experience under your belt, you gotta have generated millions of dollars for clients. And it's like the first point I made in this video. It's like, how can you get experience when you don't have experience? How can you write $1 million copy if you never written copy for a client? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's contradicting. So the way you write $1 million copy is learning how to write $1 million copy. And you don't have to actually do this. You first learn it and then you do it. So that's what I'm gonna do in this video. So I'm gonna give you 2 pieces of feedback so you can do. First of all, you gotta read good copy. Like, opt in. Every fucking good email list you see, opt into it. Opt into it and then read their emails. Break them down. What are they doing? What is the angle? What is he doing? What is the goal? Why did he say this? Why did he use this here? Why is this here? How can I make this better? What's the goal of this email? Piece of copy, whatever. It's like, this is what you gotta do. Then every funnel you find, if it's a good one, do the same thing. See it, put it in a library, go ahead and read it, break it down. That's what you gotta do. Then, do you see some ad on YouTube while you're watching some videos, or do you see an ad on Facebook? Save it, break it down, review it. That's all you got to do. You gotta create a swipe file and you gotta break down everything. So that way, when you break down everything, it gets stored in your subconscious, and when it's time to write, you have all of this stuff inside of your brain. It's so easy for you, so easy. And so the second thing I want to tell you is, after you do all of this again and again and again, the second thing you want to do when it comes to writing better copy is just writing more. Because here's the thing. Let's say you were in a fighting gym and you were trying to throw a better 1-2 combination, 1-2 hook, whatever. Like you wanted to get better at throwing kicks, for example. What would be the best way for you to practice those kicks and practice those skills? It's by you kicking more. It's by you throwing the punches more. It's by you throwing more elbows. Like, this is how you get better. You don't learn the best way to throw a punch from the get-go. No trainer. You never walk in a fighting gym and the trainer is like, oh, this is the best way for you to throw the punch. You just do this and this and this. That's it. No. You just go into the gym every single day. You're doing the thing again and again and again, a lot of times, a lot of reps. Then the coach tells you 1 or 2 things you can improve on, and then you do the 1-2 things. Then he says a few more things you gotta improve. He tells you this one other thing you gotta improve. Then you keep doing it. He tells you another thing to improve, and then you keep doing it, and you repeat that cycle. And so that's mainly it. That's the action feedback loop. That's the number one. That's the number one reason why it's so important to have a mentor, whether that's fighting or copywriting or whatever. Is that you take the right action, then your mentor or coach sees what you're doing, he gives you this feedback, you implement it, he gives you new feedback, you implement it again, and then you keep getting better and better and better. And it's like, if you keep following this formula again and again and again, the action feedback formula, it's like you're never gonna get bad. You're always gonna get the result you want. It's so simple, so simple. The 7th thing I want to tell you is, you gotta get some basic sales skills. Like basic sales skills. I'm not saying you should become a sales rep. It doesn't matter if you're really a introvert or extrovert or whatever. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is you following what I shared with you in the beginning, which is getting comfortable and being on camera. Like, for example, like I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, I was never an extrovert. I was always an introvert." It was like, I can relate, man. I can fucking relate. When I was in fucking high school, when I was in elementary school, I was getting bullied so much, bro. I'm not saying this to cry or for you to throw a pity party at me, but you don't realize how much bullying I received when I was a kid. And it's like, when you receive this amount of bullying, when you grow up, you don't have confidence. You never have confidence. You have all these limiting beliefs. You're afraid to speak. Like, I remember being afraid to speak. In class, I was afraid to raise my hand so I can speak to the teacher. I was afraid to ask permission to go to the bathroom. Like, this is how awful this was. This is how awful I was at speaking to people. And so if I was able to overcome it, and now I'm able to have, decent communication skills, being here on camera and talking to you for almost 16 minutes straight by barely seeing some notes and coming up with things on my own brain and having a tonality and all of this stuff, you can definitely do it. So yeah, you gotta get some basic sales skills. And again, you don't have anything crazy. It's like the way you close sales call, it's pretty basic. It's really easy. Once you get on a sales call, it's like you already know what needs to happen to close a deal. You don't need to become a sales rep, because you just gotta get in a call, have a little conversation with them about what you're gonna do, or not what you're gonna do, have a little chit chat, small talk. Then you start talking about their business, like what problems are they facing, what do they need, you wire in the call with you. Then once you find the problem, you present your solution, you present it in a simple way, just like you do with copy, and then you pitch it to them. And then you handle objections. And objection really is concern. So all you're really doing is you're addressing a concern. So if you've ever convinced anyone to do anything, like if you've ever convinced anyone to go out with you, then you got fucking good sales skills. And I'm not just talking about an intimate partner. Like, I'm not saying you convinced a girl to go out with you. That could be your friend, bro. That could be your family. Like, if you've convinced somebody to do something, then you got good sales skills. That's it. And the eighth thing is, that's probably the most important thing, and I'll save this for last, is to over deliver for your clients. If you land a client, and then I've done this mistake, I've made this mistake last year. So if you land a client, and then instead of focusing on over delivering for that client so you can maintain them and upsell them and get referrals from them, instead of you doing that, you go ahead and keep outreaching just like I did in the past. It's like you're not gonna go very far. It's like you're taking one step forward and two steps backwards, because no matter how many clients you land, you're always gonna lose them, and so you're always gonna be having to find new clients. So what if instead of you having to do that, what if instead you knew how to over deliver that client, and then you get a referral, get more clients? Because that's the thing about scaling to 10K per month. Everybody says, oh, how do I scale to 10K per month? It's like impossible. How do I go from having no clients to having clients, or how to go from having clients to going to 5K, 10K per month? It's like so simple. It's so fucking simple. All you gotta do is get one client, maintain the client, and then get a new client, and then keep repeating that process. But in order for you to maintain the client, you gotta over deliver for the client. And that's where becoming good at your skill is. That's where having communication is. That's where having some other things comes into play. So yeah, I hope you found this valuable. And if you did, make sure to like, subscribe, share. See you in the next one. And if you need some help, implementing this and helping you get there faster, you can just DM me on Instagram, and we can talk about possibly mentoring you and getting you to the next level. So yeah, man, or girl, hope to hear from you soon. Peace.